Good morning, my name is Mark Barreno. I'm the Marketing and Sales Director at Bariperfil, and today we bring you a new video on the installation of our flagship product, Kobert-In. Kobert-In is a large format wall cladding designed for interior decoration, both residential and commercial. Its fire-resistant and water-resistant properties make it an ideal product for any type of situation. Kobert-In is a product that is lightweight yet robust. It's easy to install, generates no dust when cutting, and can be installed over surfaces like drywall, ceramic, wood, paneling, or directly onto concrete. It's an ideal product for new construction or for renovations. Kobert-In is for both residential and commercial use and comes in 3 different types of finishes: high gloss, matte, and ultra matte, plus with decorative patterns imitating concrete, marble, wood, stone, or fantasy designs, which gives us a wide variety of options for decorating our interiors. Kobert-In can be used in dry areas such as dining rooms or bedrooms, or in wet areas such as kitchens, bathrooms, or even inside showers. Its water resistance makes it an ideal product for renovating these types of spaces. Today we're going to see the installation in a shower, one of the most common applications for Kobert-In, and although we'll focus on installing a shower, we'll see the standard installation techniques, whether it's using adhesive, sealants, applying profiles, drilling, or even the folding technique. A very innovative technique that can be done with Kobert-In to achieve truly high-quality finishes. And for all these operations, we have the invaluable help of our colleague Bruno Bolivar, whom I'd like to welcome.
Hi there, Mark.
Hi, Bruno.
Good afternoon.
Good morning. And who will be the one performing these installations? And so, with all that said, let's start with the first installation. Sound good, Bruno?
Sounds great.
Very well. What have we chosen to install today?
Today we've chosen a concrete decorative pattern, a concrete type, which is concrete B. And we're going to install the 3 walls. We'll put in the faucets to truly simulate a shower with all the details.
Sounds perfect to me. We'll be applying sealants.
Applying sealants, applying adhesives, making cuts, creating miters. We'll see folding, and we'll see all the important aspects of Kobert-In.
We'll review the machinery we usually use and that we recommend. Correct. Very well. Then I think we're ready to start. So let's go ahead and move on to the very first step together.
The first thing we'll do is measure the back wall, okay? To do that, with the tape measure, we check from end to end 1.50 meters.
Our Kobert-In panels have a maximum width of 1.20 meters, so we need more than one panel to cover this entire surface. And how do we do that inside a shower, Bruno? How do we join them?
We're going to join them with a silicone sealant, okay? The corners we'll do with a profile so you can see both options. And then what we'll do, we'll see the sealing technique.
To prevent water from getting in and so that we don't have any problems. Fantastic. The Kobert-In panels weigh approximately between 15 and 20 kilos, so they can be handled by a single person. And well, we'll do the layout, right, Bruno? Should we place it on the left or on the right, Bruno?
Let's place it on the left.
Why?
It's an aesthetic thing, because that way when you go to shower, you'll see as much of the installed product as possible.
Without the joint?
Without the joint.
Perfect. What do you think? Man, the flatness here is very good.
The flatness is very good here.
Well, let's hope that in your homes, it's just as good. If not, we always suggest adjusting from the top and not from the bottom, which is the most complex part, until applying the sealant at the bottom with the shower tray, and we would adjust from the top part.
Yes, let's separate this here.
Very well. Important, Bruno, we forgot to explain. The direction of the panel. How can we know which is the top part and which is the bottom part?
On the back of the panel, there's an arrow that points to the top, okay? It's important to keep this in mind to install all the panels in the same direction.
Does the panel have to be installed directly like this?
We have to keep in mind that it has a protective film for the back part. The good thing about this protective film is that when we go to cut a panel, we then remove the film, and that way the panel is clean on the back and the adhesive grips much better.
So we'll remove the protective film afterwards. Perfect. Very well. So you tell me what the next step will be. Shall we install a panel?
We install the first panel.
We install the first panel. And this one will go in whole, I understand.
Whole. Nothing needs to be done. We remove the film and install it.
And the adhesive, Bruno explained to us. Do we apply it on the wall? Do we apply it on the panel? Where is it better to apply it?
You can apply it in both places without any kind of problem.
And what do you recommend to us?
On the wall. That way you don't get dirty when you go to carry the panel.
Perfect.
It won't when you go to carry the panel.
Afterwards, we'll apply the sealant. Do you want to show us any special technique for applying the sealant?
Yes, we'll put the masking tape on first, and then we'll carefully sand the outer part, the excess, so that it's nice and flush. Then, when we go to remove it, it'll be much easier.
Very well, that seems perfect to me. We'll do it in detail now, okay?
Great, let's go to the table then.
Okay. The first thing we see is that the drawing marks remain even after removing the plastic. So we still have a reference of where we have to install, in what order we have to install the panels. Very well, this panel is going to go in whole, Bruno, so there's no cut here.
There's no cut?
But we want to apply
The silicone.
the silicone.
Therefore, we're going to turn it over. Let's check where the arrow is pointing. The top part, which is this one right here, so it's going to go on this side. Very well. Okay, once we have it in place, we go over it with some sandpaper. And we remove the excess.
Right, this is the way to make the thickness edge look perfectly aligned.
With the edge.
For the panel adhesive, we recommend Bariperfil MS45.
Correct.
Bariperfil MS45 is a two-component polymer adhesive.
Correct. It grips to any surface. It's water resistant, obviously. It also has a BS1D0 fire rating, which goes with the Kobert-In FR panels. And it also has a suction effect. This means that when you place the panel, it grips the surface and the panel won't fall off. And you also have about 20 minutes to adjust it and work on the panel before it dries.
How many tubes do we need to install a panel, Bruno?
Approximately 1.5 to 2.
What does it depend on? Whether we use more or less?
On the surface, whether it's more or less irregular.
I understand we can use the adhesive to level out parts of the surface that aren't perfect.
The adhesive gives us that flexibility to apply a bit more on a more irregular surface.
Perfect. Well then. Bruno, we were going to install the panel, but actually first we have to install
The profile.
the corner trim.
Correct. The corner trim.
For that, today we'll use these interior corner trims, which are black. The black will blend perfectly with the cement. It'll look very elegant, and it's a perfect solution because these trims also help hide the joint between the panel and the wall if it's not perfect, because the walls aren't at 90 degrees. What do we do with the profile, Bruno? Do we glue it directly?
We glue it directly onto the edge
Also with the same Mapeflex?
with the same Bariperfil.
Perfect. Let's go for it.
By applying a bead, we ensure that the profile doesn't vibrate, okay, once it's in place. And now we're going to position the panel.
Very well. Okay.
Now the joint is going to be right here. Since we're going to apply the adhesive to the wall, let's mark it. Let's mark it. Let's make a little mark so we don't go over.
Let's apply adhesive. Bruno, how do we apply the adhesive?
Important things, don't close a square circle, okay? To avoid creating an air pocket, stay a couple of fingers from the edge where the joint will be, okay? And always vertical lines, every handspan or so, a vertical line from top to bottom, okay? So,
It's important not to
I'll explain it.
apply it. It's important not to close a perimeter because then we trap air inside that perimeter and prevent it from escaping. That's the most common mistake we see.
All right, once that's done, let's put the panel up. First, we set it against the corner, like this. We try to fit it in like this. And we press it well so the glue takes hold, so that it spreads across the surface.
Exactly.
Exactly. Done.
Done. Let's go for the next one.
Let's go for the next one.
Very well. Here, what we'll try to show is the measurement left at the end of the panel, and also how we'll make sure both panels are perfectly level. We'll use a system
Of highly reusable leveling.
very well. Okay, Bruno, to cut the next panel, what do we need to consider?
We're going to put another angle here on the inside. So we're going to measure from the outside of the angle, from this outer edge to the panel here. Since the panel will go into the angle a bit, that's what will give us the distance for the joint, okay? So with the measurement of 26.1, well, we'll leave it at 26.1.
Okay, perfect. When in doubt, it's always better to leave a bit extra and then adjust the cut, especially on walls that aren't perfectly straight and will need adjusting. It's always interesting, Bruno. In this case, we have a perfect installation, but I think it's advisable for our users to take two measurements, right? One at the top and one at the bottom.
Top, middle, and bottom.
Top, middle, bottom, 3 points.
3 measurements.
In case the wall might not be properly aligned, right? And then we should make some kind of cut that's a bit more oblique or on a bias, right? In this case, we can see that the measurements are exactly the same.
Let's see. 26.1. 26.1.
And 26.
And 26 millimeters.
Okay,
It's fine. Once again, the first thing we're going to do is stick the adhesive there to the profile, and that way we'll have it in place.
very well. So as you can see, we have a total of 26.
26.1,
Very well.
so we're going to adjust it. 26. 26.1. The cut is very important. If the blade you are using is sharp, perfect, then it really does not matter whether you cut from one side or the other, okay? However, if the blade is even a little bit dull, perhaps from having been used on many Kobert-In panels, then the important thing to remember is that the bottom face is the very first thing the blade touches,
So this part has to be on top.
just as it is.
Very well.
Because the blade usually rotates in this direction, so it cuts first and then it tears. That way we ensure the cut is always clean.
In any case, it's best to have the aluminum blades as sharp as possible to avoid any issues with the edge of the panel chipping when cutting it.
Let's proceed.
Let's proceed.
Okay,
Well, Bruno, next step.
we remove the plastic.
Okay, and now before we go to the installation, we have to remember something important, right?
Mark the arrow with the direction.
Of course, because we've cut a piece that no longer had the arrow, so to ensure the correct installation order, we have to mark manually which way is up and which way is down. Very well. And once again, the same thing, right?
Let's position it.
Very well.
Leave it here.
Okay. As we see, the angle gives us some play, right? The angle,
gives us a few millimeters of play to hide the cuts.
absolutely perfect.
We're going to apply the
masking tape. Let's take this moment to introduce the reusable leveler. The reusable leveler is a small device that helps us join two panels, making sure they're at the same level while also helping us apply pressure to the edge of the panel, which is the weakest part of all. And well, Bruno, show us how to use this.
It's actually very simple. Simply, once the next panel is in place, in the joint we've left, we'll insert it, turn it, it'll grip the back, and then we tighten the black part, which is the screw, and it'll level the two panels.
How many do we need to use?
One approximately every handspan or handspan and a half.
Okay.
Then when we're finished, we loosen the black screw, turn it, and it'll come out.
Let's install the second part of the panel, Bruno.
Exactly. We're going to apply the adhesive.
Using the same criteria as before, right?
Same criteria.
Step away from the edge, and then you carefully pull from the top all the way down to the bottom.
In this case, we're only going to put a couple.
I want to introduce Bariperfil AC, which is Bariperfil AC, our sealant, the one we use for the joints or even to reinforce the seal with the profiles, correct?
Exactly. That's what we're going to do now. We'll apply a small bead along the inside of the profile. We didn't do it before, but we'll do it now to reinforce against water entry, okay?
Bariperfil AC is an acetic sealant that's also available in a wide range of colors to match our panels, and it comes in both gloss and matte finishes. Okay?
We're going to apply the sealant on the inside. The sealant on the inside.
This is a reinforcement mechanism, I take it, right, Bruno?
Correct, it's not necessary, but...
Well, we install the panel and adjust it with a leveler. I understand that from the start, Bruno, we put all the levelers in and then we'll adjust the size of the joint.
Correct. We'll install them without pressing too hard, just so they hold in place for now, and then once that's done, we can always adjust the joint as we like, making sure everything fits just right. Whether we want it closer or wider, narrower or wider.
How much time do we have, Bruno, until the panel sticks and we can't move it?
Approximately 20 minutes.
So we still have time to adjust it a bit.
Plenty, we have plenty of time. And now we can go ahead and join it together. We're all set and ready to go. And now we just gently press a little bit more, taking our time.
For this type of installation, we can recommend perhaps that a joint of about 1 millimeter would generally be sufficient.
The minimum the thread of this leveling system allows is 1.5 millimeters. From there, we can set it however we like best.
Aesthetically, of course, the smaller the better. What should we do? Take this out or wait?
We wait.
We'll install the other panels.
We have to wait for it to dry. In the meantime, we'll install the rest of the panels. We'll mount this one, it's quick, just a cut, and we'll leave it. And in the next one, we'll make the holes to install the faucets.
Very well.
Okay, since we're applying the external profile, we'll do one last bead on the edge so it grips the profile too. Same thing this time, we support it so the profile fits properly, making sure it's aligned, but now we carefully place the exterior profile. And we go in with everything.
Well, we only have the last wall left. Bruno, what do we need to keep in mind here?
Here we'll keep in mind that since the faucets go here, we'll measure the whole panel and the faucets. Then we take it to the workbench. First we'll cut the panel to size and then we'll drill the holes with a hole saw.
Perfect, let's get to it.
Let's do it. What we've marked here is the height of the holes at the center and the width from the outside to the center as well. And this right here is the total width of the piece. To drill, we're going to use this type of hole saw. It works very well on aluminum because it has inserts. Simply, where we've marked, we're going to use the hole saw, especially with this type of hole saw. If you use it, keep it as flat as possible on the surface. And now we're going to go ahead and make the cut. We have the pallet positioned right underneath, which is perfectly fine, and then we mark it.
Okay, and now we proceed to
Apply the adhesive.
we also apply the closing profile here.
The same profile that we used on the other side.
Will you explain what we need to take into consideration for the adhesive near the holes?
Now the bead now. Okay, same procedure as before. We present the panel. And we place it next to the profile. And just look at how incredibly flat it stays, remaining perfectly level the whole time.
Well, we have the last step, Bruno, which is sealing the joint, right?
Correct. We're going to use the sealant, soap and water and a spatula to remove the excess sealant.
Perfect, so we remove the leveler.
First we remove all the...
Levelers. It's dry, 20 minutes have passed.
You see it's easy.
Okay, first we remove the levelers. It's been over 20 minutes, so it's perfectly dry, and we can now work on the installed panels, right?
Correct. You see how easy it is to remove the levelers.
Very good. And now, of course, we have the masking tape already set to the millimeter because we installed it earlier. Otherwise, now would be the time to apply the masking tape.
By eye and without straying, which is more complicated.
It is more complicated.
So let's get to it.
We don't have to be afraid, right, of the amount here, because whatever is left over,
we're going to remove it.
We'll remove it. In this case, we are using, as we mentioned, an acetic sealant, Bariperfil AC in a matte gray finish, matching the panels.
And now we're going to remove the masking tape, always peeling it back outwards, okay?
Always outwards.
We'll apply some soapy water to finish it off and then run our finger over it, okay? Whoops.
Well, as you can see, we finished the installation. You can see the result for yourselves. The truth is that the combination of cement with these matte black profiles and the matte black faucets gives it a spectacular beauty. The installation was done quickly. We've seen the panel gluing, the joint sealing, the profile application, and drilling holes for the faucet installation. I think we haven't missed any of the standard techniques, except for folding, which wasn't necessary this time, but you'll see it in the next video. So I hope everything is clear. If you have any questions, you can contact any of our sales representatives or our technical department, and we'll be happy to help. And for anything else, we're here, of course. Also, you can always attend any of our training sessions that we hold in the various warehouses and branches that we have spread all across the peninsula, in Girona, in Barcelona, in Madrid, in Alicante, in Malaga, or here at our headquarters in Santa Barbara. We thank you very much for your attention. Best regards.